Also too, from a media buying standpoint, what sucks sometimes is when you do have a really good video, but it fatigues and you have to just create an entirely different one. And then you have to go through the entire production process over again. Sometimes, like, what I always find struggle with is you shouldn't create content when your content is already fatigued. You should always be proactive. So when that moment comes, you already have backups in place. Because then you're just gonna be scrambling trying to find something to, again, that works. So this is like an approach.
For sure, and all of this stuff ultimately just comes down to how you're developing your concepts, right? How rich, how varied, how interesting, how dynamic is each individual vignette, each individual module, each individual scene, and are they strong enough? Are they realistic enough to be recognized without needing any sort of establishing context or any sort of lead up or build up, right? And if they are, then you're able to kind of build this bigger, sort of more robust narrative that also, like I said, can function on its own. That is the entire goal of this entire process, is how can I create stories and narratives that people can connect with, see themselves in, but also do so in a way that you don't need to know their, you know, intimate details of who that person is and still kind of relate to it. And then those little bits of imagery can, you know, supplement all of these different placements, right? And it just really gives us the opportunity to tell more vibrant, more interesting stories. And, you know, the next layer deeper is tailoring those sorts of personas or vignettes or actions or scenes, whatever you want to call them, to where they're going to be used, right? Like the audience on broadcast TV, as we all know at this point, is not what it once was, and it's most certainly not the same audience that exists on YouTube or on TikTok or on Twitch or Instagram, right? Like all of those places have very sort of niche, specific audiences that, you know, you have to develop content for and kind of speak their language and really meet them where they are. Otherwise, they have the option and more than likely will just scroll on by, right? And so that's what we're trying to do, is we're trying to meet as many people in as many different places as we can from one sort of big idea or one sort of big production.